multifaceted, multicultural, multi-discrepancies in the life that I live. Most people would look at my skin and assume that I am African American, which I find offensive. You can call me black or Nigerian or Kenyan, but I promise you, I am so much more than that. See, when we talk about multicultural in a pluralistic society, we don't necessarily want to talk about race because it's overly sensitive. You have those that get mad and those that get upset and don't know how to be multi-intelligent. Multiple sclerosis, multiple divisions, everything that we do is multiple. There is nothing singular or there is nothing anti about me multifaceted. Not to be a fascist. You see, insight and knowledge that I've gained over the years on this university has broadened my horizons to Latinos and Asians and African Americans and Caucasians, to Nigerians and those from the Congo, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Russia, all of that. Multicultural. You see, a lot of times we have the ability to be individualistic. Everybody looks out for I, trying to get their piece of that American pie, not realizing that as a society as a whole, if we boggled down together and pressed through the mold, we would be better off. Going from an I to we may seem difficult, because there's always that myth that I'm going to have to give up something. If we go from an I to we, what do I have to lose? What am I going to lose? But rather, I would encourage you to choose the latter. I had an interesting conversation when I was walking down the street one time, and I ran into a bigoted Caucasian white girl who mistook a Native American for a Mexican. I told my friend, I'll take you to Minnesota, and I'll point out any white girl in a tanning booth in the winter, and I'll show you a real redskin. I apologize to those that I may have offended with that last statement, but my people have been offended for over 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000 plus years, raped and slandered by the Ku Klux Klan, and yet here I stand. No, this Minsky system will not shut up this young black man. There are many problems that need to be solved, and I do my best to do them all, but I am just one person. It's the multicultural. The multicultural tells us that you need to vote Democrat or Republican and not to vote your conscience. Black Evil Television and VH1 is nothing but pure nonsense. But yet, you see multicultural. You see multicultural in music, from jazz, Latin, and hip hop to the spoken words that I spit nonstop. I do this not just for me, but I do it for we. And everything that I choose to be. The crazy part is this crooked court system has mafias with diplomas doing everything possible to try to get a piece of that American corona. PhDs in disillusion, masters of mass confusion, bachelors without a clue. And yet we pay our tuition to who? Student loan rates as high as possible as they could be. Everybody wants to get rid of affirmative action, not realizing it goes both ways depending on what college and institution you go to. Institutional diversity. The fact that you have to have such an office on campus makes me question your authority. But it's the multicultural. We are multicultural. Not just multicultural with my language, not just multicultural with my thoughts, but that I to we is what I try to get to everybody that comes through. Not just through my house and not just through what I would call my land and not just through my wife and my daughter, but coming through a multicultural campus where everybody has some type of hurt and pain, not realizing that most of us are just sheep to the slaughter. No, it's the multicultural. The multicultural society of America tells an African American male, tells a young Latino male that he can and can't do ... at any given time. Not realizing that black on black crime doesn't exist. It doesn't. White on white crime doesn't exist. Asian on Asian crime does not exist. Crime is crime. So in the great words of the late Bernie Mac, if you try to rob me, you're gonna get smacked. Period, end of discussion. Slap a Band-Aid on it from Barack Obama and call it a stimulus package. End the discussion. Does anybody want to open up their eyes to the horizon and see what is going on in our society? I shall not be quiet and I cannot count down. I shall continue to rise up from the end of the ground and to be on the earth to do everything that I have been called to do, not realizing that I cannot do anything without we. I may have an individual thought, an individual idea, a perception, or a preconceived notion, but without the help of the multicultural people around me, nothing I do can ever get accomplished. So what have I done to solve this problem? Besides invite a few of you here, besides do a poetry cipher with a few of my peers, besides work with my friends to help BSU, besides join the National Black Graduate Student Association just to get through, besides going back to my community and teaching the little ones, besides praying for each and every person in my community or in my peripheral vision, each and every one. From the top to the bottom, from the ground to the top floor, everybody has to be multicultural. Because without it, this country as we know it will exist to be no more. Thank you.